gamepad is designed to be highly compatible with numerous Arduino-based games. Often, getting a game to run is just a matter of changing the button mappings in the code. But that's not the only thing we can modify. Since we have access to the entire source code of the game, we can poke around and modify the games to an extent that's only limited by your programming ability. But there are a few things you can do right away to mess around with the games that hardly require any programming skill at all. First, before we begin, make sure to have a backup of the original game files. This can be as simple as copy-pasting the project folder into a backup folder. Let's take a look at the T-Rex game. Taking a look over the code briefly, it's clear that this game is very well written. Most of the important system variables are plainly laid out as preprocessor definitions, and the liberal use of comments makes the code very easy to read. And even if you're not that good at programming, you can look at the code and probably deduce what a particular section is doing. If we want to, say, give ourselves more lives, we can find the lives start and lives max definitions and increase them. Then when you recompile and re-upload the game, you should have an increased number of lives. However, not all games are this clear or well written. Let's take a look at the Space Trash game. While it's not a bad program, it's definitely a lot less clear than the T-Rex program. The code often uses single letter variables along with magic numbers inside the functions. And while I'm not intending for this to be a critique of the code, my point is that modifying a game like this would be a bit harder, and it would take more effort to figure out what the code is doing. After looking it over, this game doesn't really have the concept of lives or health. Instead, if you're hit once, your player enters into a state called stDestroyPlayer. Eventually the game runs the function stDestroy to update the objects in the game. Inside the switch statement, there's a condition for the player that causes the game overscreen. If we put a break statement right after the stDestroyPlayer case, the code that updates the player and the game state will never run, which essentially makes your player immortal, because it's impossible to call the functions that would cause you to lose. Now you can run headfirst into asteroids and walls and you won't die. This can get even more extreme, such as with the Breakout game. The code for Breakout is very unclear. With tons of short ambiguous variable names and magic numbers, it might take a while to reverse engineer the code to figure out exactly how it works. But in that case, you might try to adjust the numbers methodically and see what the results are. As long as you keep the original files, there's little risk to changing numbers and functions around to see what happens. But generally, this is the process of modifying the games.
If you want to learn more about electronics, check out the Gamepad Quest, which is a DIY electronics adventure where you not only get to build your own video game controller, but you also get to program and design a video game. Now, as you go through that, you get a variety of instructions and training videos that allow you to go on a variety of side quests and learn how to use all the components in your kit. You get to build video games on a breadboard, you will get to solder up your own video game console, and you will get to install and upload multiple games that have been adapted to the Gamepad Quest. Not only that, but we'll teach you how to design your own printed circuit board so that you can start modding and designing your own video game systems. We'll teach you how to control a pixel on a screen, how to program your own video game music. Go and visit our website and learn more about this hands-on learning adventure where you get to do everything you ever dreamed of all in one single electronics kit.